Guys, Final Fantasy XIV has a lot of features and some of them are kind of hidden. So what I want to do today is go over some of the mistakes that I made as a new player to Final Fantasy XIV so that you don't make the same mistakes I did. So sit back, grab yourself a beer, and let's talk about it. Very first thing we're going to talk about is the Novice Quest Line. Now, the Novice Quest Line, you can go to the Smith in the Adventurers Guild in any of the main cities, plus a few other things that I'll actually put the location in the description below. But basically, it'll be a little quest line that's going to teach you how to play your role. Now, if you're a tank, it's going to give you a bunch of tank quests, heal quests, and DPS quests. Now, you're going to get some really cool leveling gear, but the main thing is you're going to get a ring called the Brand New Ring, and it's going to give you a 30% experience buff all the way up to level 30. And here's an easy tip. Did you know that if you hit the map button, you can actually drag it down and increase the size of the map? This took me quite a few levels to figure out, and instead I would just be moving the mouse wheel in and zooming out and trying my best to kind of figure out exactly where everything was on the map. Once I found out you could actually increase the size of the map, the world seemed so much easier to navigate around. Speaking of navigation, if you're having trouble trying to navigate through your inventory and all the different bags and whatnot, I've got just the solution for you. If you go down to the bottom right XIV button, which is the system, then you can then click character configuration, item settings, go into inventory settings, and you can turn inventory interface to open all, which will then create your bags to be one giant bag versus the multiple different small bags. Now, there is 3 settings to there. One's an expanded, but definitely the open all is going to be the best selection, without a doubt. As you're exploring throughout the open world and you come across a cliff, I know that in the past I've looked for the way down. That way I wouldn't take all the fall damage. I thought for sure I would actually die if I jumped off the cliff, and I would take the long way down. Little did I know that as long as I didn't have aggro from another monster, then yes, I would take a lot of damage when I fell, but it would never actually kill me. Also, if you're out of combat, which you should be if you do this, otherwise you will die, then your hit points are going to regenerate much faster. Therefore, go ahead, jump off that giant hill. You're not going to die. Have a great fall. Have you guys ever noticed that you can't use your mount in major cities? And this is kind of a bummer, but it also creates a much nicer atmosphere where you don't have a bunch of mounts just standing on top of each other. But what you can do to kind of increase your travel speed from one area to the town to the next is the awesome aetheryte crystals. Now, you're going to have your main big ones right in the middle of town somewhere, and those you can teleport to from anywhere in the world. The smaller ones that you have to actually unlock to use, that's how you can teleport around the town and get places much faster. Make sure you unlock these. Don't be like me and just be in too big of a hurry and you don't grab the crystals, and then next thing you know, you're going back through and you're clicking all the crystals in other towns that you haven't been to in a while. Once you hit level 30, then you're actually going to be eligible to do My Feisty Little Chocobo. Now, this is really cool because it takes your yellow cool Chocobo mount and it actually fights them against other creatures in the wilderness. Now, this isn't no chump of a Chocobo either, let me tell you. You can set it to become a DPS, you can make it a healer, or even a tank. As you level your Chocobo, you can give it more skills and abilities, and it's actually quite fun. Now, if you're doing any kind of fates or quests or Levimites or whatever it is out in the wilderness, this Chocobo is going to be a big help. All you need to do is just head on over to South Shroud, Camp Tranquil, and then speak with Doset. I believe I said his name right. Dosetti. Who knows? Either way, go talk to that guy and get your Chocobo ready to fight. Have you guys ever noticed that little crescent moon when you're in a town or in your inn room? Well, what that is that's saying that you're in a sanctuary. Now, a sanctuary, as long as you log off out there, then you will start to accumulate something that's called rested experience. Now, rested experience is actually going to increase the experience earned by double. Now, this is something that is just a habit you need to get yourself into, to always log out in either an inn or next to an aetheryte crystal. While we're on the topic of increasing your experience, make sure you always eat food. Now, food is relatively cheap. Any type will do, whether it's high-end food or just simply put eggs. It's going to increase the experience earned by 3%. Now, I know that's not double like what we just talked about, but 3% is 3%, and over every single thing that you kill or do, it will end up helping in the long run and for an easy cost. And the final thing I'm going to tell you guys is every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 Eastern, I will be streaming Final Fantasy XIV right here on YouTube. All you got to do is just make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, and then also comment below of some type of video suggestion that you would have for Final Fantasy XIV content. I definitely want to make another video like this one in the very near future, so come on by the live stream and give me some ideas and tips that you think should be included in this video. Also, we do have a Pwn Star Gaming community Discord. We have a lot of fun in there and talk about Final Fantasy XIV amongst Ultima Online Outlands servers. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you to the Patreons. Thank you to all you subscribers out there and you for hitting that like button. Guys, Pwn Star Gaming out.